Hello, welcome to Miss Penny's Place. I am so glad you're there. We're up to day number 16 now of our stay-at-home days because of the coronavirus and the bad germs that could hurt us. It may be that very soon, where you live, you'll be able to go out again, but maybe not. It depends. And we have to listen to the people in authority that God has put there to keep us safe. And if we can't go out right away, well, just hang in there, even though you hear about other people who can, because it's different for all of us. Just like none of us are the same. We're all different. Where we live is different too. So if where you live, they say, stay inside a little longer, don't go out to public places, we need to do that. But if you can go out again, oh, I'll be so happy for you. Won't it be fun to go to the park again and be able to go to shop with mom, dad, and oh, go and visit your family again, see your friends, maybe even go back to school? I don't know. But yes, it's coming. We just have to wait. We have to be patient and we have to be obedient. So I know the grown-ups in your life are doing what's best for you where you live. And I hope that very soon you're going to get the green light to go again. That will be wonderful, won't it? In the meantime, here we are at Miss Penny's place, and I have another story for you. Today I'm going to share with you a story that my daughter, Kimberley Johnston, see, she's married now, so she has a different last name than me. She lives far, far away over the ocean in England, in London. And she wrote this story called Stanley the Hippo. I think you're going to like it. Are you ready? I hope I can get the pictures to come up right, so be patient with me too, okay? Here we go. This is the first one. This is the cover. Stanley the Hippo by Kimberley L. Johnston. Maddie is a zookeeper at a big city zoo. Maddie loves her job. Ever since she was a little girl, she has loved all kinds of animals, even the creepy crawly ones grown-ups are scared of, like tarantulas and boa constrictors. Best of all, but of all the animals at the zoo, Stanley the Hippo was her favorite. Isn't Stanley cute? Every morning, Maddie would bring him a huge bucket full of the freshest, greenest grasses and reeds she could find. Stanley would greet her at the gate with an enormous hippopotamus grin. They were the best of friends. One morning, Maddie went to see Stanley, but he did not meet her at his gate. She called and called for him. Stanley! Stanley! But Stanley did not come. She looked in his watering hole, but he wasn't there. She looked behind every bush and every rock, but he wasn't there. She even went to his little home. Stanley, she called, but he wasn't there either. Stanley was gone. Maddie went to the grizzly's enclosure. Stanley, she called, but he wasn't there. She went to the monkey swings. Stanley, she called, but he wasn't there. She looked in the lion's den and the Siberian tiger's lair. Stanley, she called, but he wasn't there. She even looked in the serpentarium, even though Stanley was terrified of snakes and spiders scared him. But he wasn't there either. Snake. She went to the sea lion and seal's aquarium since she knew he loved the water. Stanley, she called, but he wasn't there. Maddie wondered where he could be. She looked in the bird cage. The lorikeets were there, but there was no sign of Stanley. She looked in the savannah where the zebras, ostriches, and giraffes lived, but he was not there either. Oh, where is Stanley? Finally, she went to see the penguins, even though she knew he hated the cold. Stanley, she called, but he wasn't there. Maddie was scared. She had looked everywhere for Stanley, and he was nowhere to be found. Her best friend was lost. Oh, Stanley, where are you? Maddie decided it was time to call the police. On her way to call for help, she heard a noise coming from the kitchen. When she opened the door, she was surprised to see Stanley. He had opened the fridge and drunk all the milk and eaten everyone's lunches. And he had just finished the last of the cupcakes, which were being saved for a birthday party later on that day. He made a huge hippopotamus mess. Stanley, she shouted, you naughty, naughty hippo! This is very, very bad. Stanley saw that Maddie was mad. Who is going to clean up this mess? Stanley looked at Maddie with big tears in his eyes. He was sorry he had upset her. Oh, Stanley, I know you're sorry. We can clean it up together. I'm not happy with what you did. But I still love you, and I'm so happy that you are okay. Maddie gave Stanley a huge hug. And Stanley gave Maddie his biggest, toothiest hippopotamus grin. And that is the end of Stanley the Hippo by Kimberley L. Johnston. I hope that you like that story as much as I do and as much as my grandchildren do. And I hope that you'll have a wonderful rest of the day. Remember, No matter what happens, whether we can go out or we have to stay in, you are loved and you're not alone. Take care. See you tomorrow.